Guys, hey, Merry Christmas. We're all so excited. It's Christmas time. We're buying gifts for loved ones, setting up trees, looking at lights, maybe ice skating. What's your favorite activity? Drop a comment in the video. Let me know your favorite activity. But amidst it all, there's this amazing story about Jesus becoming a human and what that really means and what that means for our daily lives. And, I've been a Christian for 30 some odd years, and I've read the story since I was a child. But just last year, I gained deeper insight into what it actually all means. And I'm really excited to share some of that with you. I read a book by Dr. C. Baxter Kruger, and he really clarified what the incarnation's all about. So I filmed a few videos actually last year, and I'm just going to take a look at like a minute and a half of this video and then unpack it a little bit more. But here's young Jared of 2024. Enjoy this video real quick, and then we'll talk about it. Guys, it's like my favorite time of year where we celebrate the coming of God in human flesh. And I just wanted to share a couple verses and ideas about the incarnation. John 1:4 talks about Jesus coming, and it says, life came into being because of him, for his life is light for all humanity. Soak in that for just a moment. Jesus was life and light for all humanity. That means every man, woman, child, race, nation, the rich, the poor, the popular, the forgotten, the healthy or the sick. Jesus reached across the entire planet and embraced all of us. And his light shines on every human face. Now, sometimes we may feel excluded from that light, like we don't measure up or meet the standard. But his limitless light has no condition that must be met, for he himself has met the conditions on our behalf. Let that truth just permeate the deepest places of your heart, and if for some reason you feel surrounded by darkness or hopelessness, maybe just invite God into that space. Let him illuminate things and brighten things up, because the truth is, he's madly in love and devoted to you. Merry Christmas. Love you guys so much. All right. It's always awkward watching yourself. But that was last year, and I really zoomed in on John 1:4, which I want to get into. But yeah, that younger Jared that's more tan coming live from Australia. But let's just unpack a little bit about what I was like filming in that video. Jesus comes, and one of the first announcements, the angels, they all say like peace on earth. And then you read in John 1:4 that this is Jesus coming as the light of mankind. And some translations will say the light of men. But when you really look up that Greek word, it's anthropon. I'm not a Greek scholar, but it really means human beings. Mankind. Could you imagine women like reading or hearing that and be like, Jesus is the light of me too? Or Samaritans, the outcast, the forgotten, the disabled, the demon possessed. Like when they heard that this Jesus, he's the source of life for all of us. I'm included in that too. And so it's this like umbrella announcement. Jesus didn't come with trumpets or a band or cymbals or gongs or, like all the extravagant things you might think of earthly kings, when they are announcing their coming. But there is this small, simple announcement that's profound and beautiful and true and applies to our life. Like he's the source of life. So often, you go through the world, you look around, you're like, is anyone alive? Sometimes I look at people and I'm like, I feel like we're zombies. We're programmed. We're just like mind controlled, and you're just looking for people that are broken out of the matrix. And the people that I know that are most set free in their thinking and their being, and that are becoming more and more a manifestation of love and kindness. These are the people that are gazing at Jesus, and Jesus, the light of mankind, setting us free. So what does that mean that Jesus is the light of mankind? This is what I think it means. I think it's true of all of us that he is the source. The Bible says that we are created in him, through him, and by him, that everything that was made was created by him. So all of us, I believe, hold his imprint. So this is a reminder that he's at the source of all living order and creation. including you. I also think when it says that Jesus is the light, it means that he is shedding light on who the Father is. He's showing us God. Sometimes when you read the Old Testament and there's like a story of massacre, genocide, slavery, like warfare, all kinds of things, and you're trying to make sense of who God is, and so was the nation of Israel. Their theology actually changed through time, and it got sometimes it got clearer and clearer, but Jesus is the clarity. Jesus writes the story. Jesus shows up on the scene. He says, "You've heard that it's been said this, but I actually am telling you this." He's not just throwing away the law, but he's bringing clarity about what it all meant. He's showing us who the Father really is. And so that's part of what I think it means when he says that he's the light of mankind. He's also exposing our darkness. He's exposing everything we became without him. Human beings without love, forgiveness, and kindness, we are capable of monstrous devastation. You look around the world. I work in an emergency department at times, and I know what human beings are capable of left to our own vices. But Jesus is exposing the darkness of what we're not. And in that, he's also revealing who we truly are, what we're really meant for. We're created in the image and the likeness of God. That means we have God qualities in us. Birds beget birds, fish beget fish. What does God produce? God's producing his image and his likeness and who he is in the earth. And so Jesus, the light of mankind, is showing us. And I believe something else that it means is he shows us the right way to live. He is the new and living way. He actually shows us a course towards life and vitality and goodness and joy. He says, "I came that your joy would be made full." That literally means that your joy would be find full completeness, that your actual search for longing and desire and pleasure would come to an end as you cast your eyes on the person of Jesus, who is the pleasure center. Every time I've experienced divine ecstasies or real fullness of joy, it's always in like worship. It's always in conversations about the Lord. It's always in just a sweet awareness of who he is. He is the joy bringer. He is the way to true pleasure and life. And lastly, I'll just say, when it says that Jesus is the light of mankind, or he's the light of men, it means he's bringing hope to a world that needs it. And if there's anyone out there that just needs a fresh reminder of hope, this is the Christmas season. It's not all about the parades. I went to a cool Christmas parade. It's not about the trees and the tinsel and the light. It's about the light of the world that comes and sits with you in the most painful of moments and brings hope in our most dire need. So let the hope of Christ illuminate to you and your family, and remember that Jesus Christ, the great announcement, the light of mankind. Merry Christmas, guys. I'll probably see you tomorrow. Stay tuned to new videos and new insights about the incarnation. I'm really excited to unpack a few.